The other thing, last one is traditional art and music, the deep root of Korean culture. Korean people, we got a very rich history in music and art from ancient time. There's so many our entertainment. For example, court music, 국악, Korean folk song, so many things, pansori. So I got no time just to put the word. And because of our very rich tradition of music and art in recent history, and there's in addition of economic situation and full democracy, we got this kind of, here is a so-called K-pop was born. But it is not happen in a sudden. It's several thousand of our traditional history. And again, due to time constraint, the diverse musical tradition of this country then made K-pop possibly discussed in appendix. And as an older generation in this country, even for me, it's very difficult to understand how come my son's generation made that kind of Korean pop culture, something like that. And I think this is this phenomena I can summarize. The characteristics of K-pop is a rapidly changing trend and a very active so-called fandom culture. We didn't have before, but recently. And the other thing is a new platform. K-pop global reach is amplified by platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever names, something like that. And the other important fact, how come Korean young generation leading K-pop culture is that our early democratic surge provided for them. For example, believe it or not, until early 1980 in this country, we have so-called dress code enforcement for until high school students. And the other thing, relaxing hairstyle regulation. If I show you example. Until 1980, on street, this boy got long hair and got a policeman by the scissor, they cut the long hair, something like that. And if the girl got a very short skirt, then they brought trouser, something like that. We got that kind of very strict regulation on street. But by virtue of our early political leaders, we removed all those kind of regulation. Until early 1980, Korea was in bureaucratic, authoritarian political leaders. They, under the pretext of social purification, had young people with long hair or short skirt taken into custody by police officer on the street. When I was a college student, I experienced this kind of bad thing, but no more. Unfortunately, in Japan and China, still until high school students, they should have the uniform. In Korea, we got normal school uniform for middle to high school students. So I think the democratic liberalization of early 1980 in this country had a profound impact, laying the groundwork for the Korean wave. In other words, we say, instead of K-culture, some foreigner mentioned Hallyu is a Korean wave with our Korean word. Emphasis on autonomy and creativity in education foster a dynamic society, diverse that fuel Hallyu popularity. At least compared to China and Japan and Korea is a big cultural difference. And if you have years to come, got a chance to visit those countries, you will agree with me what I'm talking about right now. So in the historical cultural exchange, usually our man's history classified by King's Road, Silk Road, or Digital Road, something like that. Nowadays we say Hallyu Road is a current Hallyu wave will have a significant impact on the future of human civilization, I think. So from now on, very briefly, in recent history of starting of K-pop, I will mention. I think only time when I was a university professor at Seogang University, I got undergraduate students. Sometimes we got a chance visited Noraebang, and our students got so-called singing K-pop. My generation really we couldn't understand. How come this nowadays these boys why do not try to enjoy Korean traditional entertainment and this kind of crazy rhythm and lyrics, something like that. The first leader, I think, is a so-called Sotaejian boys. Is a Sotaeju idol. Was known as nowadays our historian described as a culture president and pioneered K-pop, led to the K-wave. Among them, here is the Yang Hyun-suk. Yang Hyun-suk found YG Entertainment, and later he got Psy and Blackpink, something like that, under his cultivation. And there's classified many generations since then. They started from, I think it's early 1990. Since then, within 20 years, there's so many different generations of defining Korean pop. First, second, third, and fourth generation. There's so many groups, something like that. And some of groups that have been particularly influenced in this regard, including, I don't know, especially the foreign student. Could you read this small letter and see? Maybe among them, there is your favorite K-pop star, something like that. Did you ever heard about Big Bang? No? Yes? Oh, you are not young generation, yeah? Oh, Wonder Girl, something like that. Okay.